Hey up, Yorkshire Sim Guy here, and welcome into Small Town USA, Year 3 on this 0 0 playthrough. Harvest season is well underway. We're cracking on with the wheat in this first bottom field. Precision farming has dropped, along with quite a lot of bits and bobs on the new patch. There's 11 new pieces of equipment, including tractors and balers and equipment and all sorts, so that's good. That's really good. We've bought the big field. At the minute it's full of green beans, so I've got a worker cultivating that because that's going to be of no use to us with green beans. It's going to take me a long time to cultivate that field though, because I've only got the I think it's a 4 metre working width on the cultivator, so that worker's going to be going for a long old time, which is fine. Gives us time to harvest this field and the top field. So the plan this year, we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do canola in these two fields, in the top and the bottom field. We've obviously got our grass field going away nicely there. Don't know what I'm gonna do in this field. Maybe canola again. I might do wheat. I'm not decided yet. Wheat or barley. Get some straw off it. Target last year was 500k. I think we made about 370, 380 with that big field there as well. But we're not going to get the harvest off that this year unless we do grass, which I haven't really got the equipment size to do grass on that massive field. So we're going to do we'll do canola on it. I would like to get sort of 750. I think that's reasonable. We're going to get some sheep in. That's going to be the first pot call. I don't know about greenhouses. I'm still in two minds because it's easy money, but it is part of the base game, so we'll see. We shall see if we go with greenhouses or not. Might do a bit more forestry in the other bit of land we've got over here next to Grassfield. We might do a bit. I wouldn't mind getting the base game wood chipper, because it's a lot easier than the one I've got, but it's 110k, so I don't know. Priorities equipment wise is going to be the harvester, because if we can't use this tiny little harvester on this massive field, it'd take us hours and hours and hours to harvest it, so we need to look at a bigger one, but they're about 300k, and the only source of income we're going to have really is we're going to have the grass field. We'll get free cuts off that, and we're going to have selling this wheat and straw, which don't think really is going to cut it when it comes to pulling 300k. It might do, we shall have to see. We can always top up with wood chips, like I say. We got the little deuce on grain carting duties. Where are we? Over there. So yeah, I think that all I'm going to do now is get this wheat harvested. Come on, you can do it. We're going to need another tractor as well. We're going to need to replace this deuce. We'll still keep it for it's good for grassland work. It's able to pull all the equipment needed for the grasslands, so we'll probably just leave it down there with the other grassland equipment. But yeah, we're going to look at another tractor. And the only other problem with this harvester, the pipe is just that a little bit too low for this trailer, but it's fine. We can wiggle its way in. Yeah, unless something decent comes up in the sale. I mean, there's a harvester there, but by the time we get any sort of money for that, it's going to be long gone, so that's not an option, unfortunately. Right, I will crack on with the harvest, and I'll give you an update shortly. Well, first field's done. We were getting about 6.9 tonnes to the hectare, same as this field. Which is about 80% yield, which is not too bad. Hopefully better next year when we've got precision farming and we can make it a lot better with the can't think of bloody words. Yeah, precision farming makes the yield better. We need to get the soil samples as well for all the fields we've got. 27,600 litres off that first field, which is, I thought it were more than that to be honest, but it's not a massive field. We're cracking on nicely with this massive field. That's going to take hours to do, unfortunately. So we'll see what we get off this one. I don't know how much it's going to cost us to get these soil samples. That's a really bad field as well. 80% silty clay, which is like the worst possible soil we can get. So we're going to get a 95% yield potential, and that's at max. What about this one? 90%. Oh dear me, this is 100% silty clay. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Much the same here, 98% silty clay. 98% yield, sorry. Oh, that's frustrating. What are the other fields looking like? That's a decent one. What's my grass field looking like? That's good. Yeah, that's a decent one, is that? It looks like we've got probably the worst fields on the map, which is not good, but is what it is. No wonder his yields are so low. Hey dear. Well, we need to buy the soil samples anyway, so we can do that now. £4.5 for that one. 700 quid and 800 quid, so that's not bad, but look at it all, it's just all silty clay. How much is this going to cost me? It's going to cost me a bit, I think, it's the size of it. 30 grand. Ooh. 175 samples. Yeah, not great. Got to decide whether I want to do that or not. Really I do, because we'll get more yield off it, but 30 grand is something I ain't got at this point in time. So I shall carry on getting this top field all harvested and in, and we'll see what we get off this one. Well, that's the harvest in, and I'm not going to lie, I am very disappointed. So from that top field we got just under 12,000 litres, which is crap, to be honest. Pittance, really. Think about it, the amount of time we've spent on it. So total wheat is nearly 40,000 litres. I mean, when we come to sell it, gonna get what, 30k, something along the lines of that. We've got 17 bales of straw from both those fields, which should be a little boost, not major. 12-13k, I would imagine, something like that. That field is cultivated and ready for seeding. I have made a massive error in judgment. The big field that we bought, the wicker has been on it for about 4 hours real time, and is not even halfway through cultivating it. And the seeder, this one here we've got, is even smaller than the cultivator. Cultivator is 4 meters. This is 3.6. So, I mean, if you think about it, realistically, this field, I mean, that's what they've done in over 4 hours, 4.5 hours. It's probably not even half. So we'll be looking at 10 hours just to cultivate it. And the seed is even smaller, so 12. You're looking at probably 24 hours to cultivate and seed it with the equipment we've got, which obviously is not viable, and we can't afford any bigger equipment. So, I mean, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to have to sell the field. I made a massive mistake buying it. I bought it thinking, oh yeah, we've got a massive field, let's make loads of money. I didn't even think about the size of the equipment we've got, so we're going to have to sell it. I'd like to say precision farming, to get the soil, it's going to be 30,000 just to get the soil samples, and it's really poor soil, third silty clay, so we're going to have to sell that 5 hours wasted. What did that cost us in workers? July, wage payments. Is that right? 550 quid? Seems low. June 700. Yeah, over £1,000. But the time is more than anything we've lost. That money will not go into our earnings for the year. So the plan now is, because these two fields, the two original fields, are so poor soil quality. I mean, that is, they're both majority silty clay, 80% silty clay. That's what, 100% silty clay, 90% silty clay. So that is the worst possible soil we could have. This one that we've just salt. If I can get onto it. Hello. Oh, let me select it. Farmland 7. It's not even there, but that's really bad as well. That's silty clay. It's majority silty clay. I've been looking at the fields on the precision farming. A lot of them are majority silty clay. That's half, that's a third. This next big one here is not bad, 27%, 41% loam, which is the best soil quality, but again, it's 89 acres and we just haven't got the tools to be able to do anything there really. So I've been looking at this one, number 9, 50% sandy loam, 27% loam. It's not amazing, but it's alright. 101% expected yield. And that is going for just under 27k. So I think we're going to buy that. We're going to do 23, 1 and 2 as grass, because from the profit we're going to make off that wheat is negligible. And if you think 1 cut of silage will probably match what we've taken off that whole wheat harvest, and we can get 3 cuts. So I didn't want to go the silage route, but at this point I think it's going to be the only option we have. We're going to go all grass, all silage and all his fields. Let's head over there and have a look. So this guy is drilling seed on that one. This guy's cultivating the top field. We want to be going and having a look at number 9. Let's get the soil samples bought before we do anything else. See how much that cost us. 10.5 grand, happy with that. Decent soil, yes, we do have loamy sand and sandy loam, but there's no silty clay, so it should be decent yield. So we will get this drilled with grass. I think it's cultivated and ready to go, is it? Yeah, cultivated and ready to go. So we're going to do a year of silage cut across all of his fields, just to get in some money, just to give us that boost to be able to buy some better equipment, because we really need some bigger equipment. The fields on this map are huge, the decent ones anyway. So I've got 2 trains of thought here. We can either go, we're obviously going to do silage on all his fields first off for the rest of the year, but we can either do, if that gives us enough money to buy bigger equipment, we can either buy the larger equipment and buy a bigger field and get some arable in there, probably a cereal crop. But if we're looking at prices and horsepower of the tractor we're going to need to pull these bigger equipments, so that 9 meters, and it's not direct. I would like a direct drill. I really would, because the cultivator is taking up so much time. That's a 3 meter direct drill, and I just, you know, the direct drills, that's the only sort of viable option at this point, and that itself is 116 grand, and we need a 240 horsepower tractor to pull it. I mean, and even so, at a 6 metre is not on that massive field. Is still going to take a good 3 hours or so, 3-4 hours. Obviously, that one 8 metres directly, so no cultivating required. It still only requires 240 horsepower. It is 2 metres bigger than that, but it's an extra 40k. Obviously, I think that is the biggest one we can have as a direct without some mods. Yeah, I mean that itself is a mod, but I was thinking the John Deere air drill. I don't know if that's available on 25, but anyway, I'm going off on a side rant. So we would need 160k for the drill, and I can't even remember what horsepower his tractor is. It's the Zeta. It's 171, so we'd need a 240 horsepower drill tractor. I would imagine that would be a large. Might get away with a medium then. 240 we need. So the Vulture is going to be the cheapest. So that in itself is 190k. How much are the big buds? It'd be cheaper to get a big bud. Get that big bud. I mean, the problem is it's articulated. I don't like articulated tractors, if I'm being honest. Yeah. So we would need the best part of 400k to get a drill and the tractor to pull it. My other option is to start looking at some forestry equipment, because we have obviously this land here that is full of trees, absolutely rampacked full of trees. The wood chipper we know is 100k. Let's just have a look. Let's get on the forestry equipment. So the wood chipper 110k. And we can pull that with the tractor we've currently got, so that would not be an issue. I would like, though, a harvester, but, you know, these are just $500,000. I mean, I don't think that... Yeah, that's the base one, but I don't think it's that good. I would like something like that, if I'm being honest. I mean, that looks... Unless we go the excavator, but again it's 260k, and then we would need that, which is another 32k. So that would be 300k, plus the wood chipper 400k, plus then we'd probably need a winch. Or would we need a winch? We'd probably just get away with the excavator and the wood chipper. We wouldn't need any sort of transport. So either way, we're looking at 400k. So I think what is wise to do now is, I was umming and ahhing about the greenhouses, but I just think we're at a position where we need more money. Like, we're on year 3 and we're struggling. So I think the way forward is to get a couple of the greenhouses down here. We can still get the sheep pasture going, but I would do that at the other plot of land. So if we have a look at greenhouses, the large greenhouse, 36k, which is fine. We've got plenty of cash for that. We're going to have to get a Bowser as well. Where's the fill points? There. So I would say let's get a greenhouse down. Boom. Let's have a look at getting a Bowser. That would be under... What's it under? Animals, I think. Barrels. We've got 32k to play with. That gives us 8,000 litres. I reckon we're going to go with that. Yeah, let's get that bought. And now we are set up for a decent passive income. Next month we can sell the silage that we did before. So that's massively unlevel. So once we sell that silage, what I'll probably do with that then is get another greenhouse in. Where's my entrance? I need to get this levelled off. And I'm not going to mess about with different crops. We're just going to get lettuce in here, because that's the most profitable crop. Lettuce only. Let's get that going. Activate. We'll get some water. We'll get that filled up. We'll get the lettuce going. We'll get everything planted grass. And I will then... next month I'll probably bring it back when we sell the silage. And get another greenhouse going. We just need to start now concentrating on getting this money coming in, because we are really struggling. And I know it's survival, and I know that's the aim of the game, but we need to just sort of concentrate now on earning this cash. We need to get some money coming in, because we are struggling here, and I think we need to just concentrate on getting some passive income so we can go about as day earning at the same time. Right, I'm going to sort this level out. I'm going to get all these fields planted with grass. I'll bring it back next month when we come to sell the silage and get the second greenhouse up and running. Well, we're into August. Silage is fermented, so I managed to get that loaded up. I'll take this down and sell this off. A couple of things that have happened. I've ended up turning precision farming off. I think it's not working as intended at this point in time. So what's supposed to happen with precision farming is, yes, you get a smaller yield from the fields, but you also get the environmental score boost when you sell stuff, and you, with the sensors, we're struggling. With the sensors, you use less lime and fertiliser and seeds and that sort of stuff. I'd limed my field, and I'd gone down the last strip that were left in the field. It was only a little strip. So what should have happened really is it should have only applied lime to the section of the field that needed it, and not the rest of, the run as such. But it didn't. So some parts had been double limed, some parts hadn't, which is not working as intended. So what it's supposed to do is only lime where needed. So if you had a field that had pH perfect and you went over it with the lime spreader turned on, it wouldn't apply any lime. It would act as if it was working, but no lime would actually come out of it, because it doesn't need any lime. So I'd ended up with pH value over what it should be, so that which you shouldn't be able to do. So that's not working as intended. So the whole point of me using precision farming is, because we're getting a smaller yield, you're using less product, using less seed, less fertilizer, less lime, and you're getting the bonus when you sell. So it doesn't really matter that you're getting a lower yield. If that's not working as intended and you're using more fertilizer and more lime, then it's a pointless exercise. So I have seen on Reddit, people have been testing it and confirmed that it's not working as intended. So hopefully Giants will release a patch at some point soon. It may have even been released by the time this video gets uploaded, but as it stands of now, it's not working as intended, so I've turned it off. It took me till 11 o'clock in July in the night to get all the fields finished, so that was 15 hours real time. It took me to harvest the wheat, get the grass fields cultivated, drilled, limed, fertilised. So we really need bigger equipment, because it's not viable to do 15 hours just to prep 4 fields. So I'm hoping we can get enough to get a new mower. 30k, that's I was expecting a bit more. So alright, we've still got I think we've got another 14 bales to sell. Yeah, we need a mower, because certainly that new field we've bought, It's a big field, and with that double bar mower, it's going to take hours. So I want to get a new mower first. Obviously, we've got the one greenhouse, so we're going to get the second one. That's going to sit by the wayside for now until we can get some bigger implements, because we can't spend 15 hours prepping fields. So let's get this last little silage loaded up. I did sell all my wood products, planks, beams, etc. last month. I got about 38k for that, but I used a lot of that on lime, because like I say, it was not working as intended, so I was ending up using more lime than I should have been. So we didn't really see much profit off of that, because it all went back into produce. So I've finished getting these last silage bales loaded up, and we'll see what we get from the last bit of silage. This grass field is ready to harvest, but not on a first stage harvest. We want the second stage, so that'll be next month. So really, after these bales have been sold and we've looked at some equipment, there's not going to be much more to do this month. We have got a couple of pallets of lettuce. I don't know when the best time to sell that is. Let's have a look. I would imagine it would be the winter. January, yeah, 1900. Wheat's going to be December, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, December. So really, once this silage is done, there's nothing else for us to do until next month when we can harvest this field. So let's finish getting this silage loaded up. Okay, last bit of silage baleage from that field. So we've got 29k off that first load. Obviously this is not going to be as much because we've not got as much on here. Another 18 and a half, so what's that? 29, 30, so 48k. Best part 50k, which is going to be a lot more than we get off the wheat. So if we think about it, I don't even think it's best time to sell silage either. I know it is the best time to sell, 220, which is peak time. Does it tell me how big this field is? As soon as it's one I've made myself. No, it didn't tell me. 9 acres. Yeah, I don't know. I reckon it's probably what, 5 acres, something like that. And that one's 44 acres. So, I mean, if that's right, we could be looking a couple of 100k off that big field for silage, which is wacky to say we get 3 cuts a year. So 70k best part of. I think that's enough for the bigger mower, the front and the back mower. We'll have to have a look. I could probably do this field. I will keep the double bar mower because this smaller field here is fine to do with a double bar, as is the original couple of fields. Although that bottom field, now I've made it bigger. Yeah, it's still probably not much bigger than that. 7 acres, yeah, it's probably about 6 acres. So yeah, what I'd probably do is I'd leave the double bar mower over at the farmyard. Nothing in the store. There's an excavator in the store. I would love that, but that's going to be gone by the time we get the money for it. So the mowings. How big's the double bar? Double bar's 4 meters. So this one, obviously that's 9.5. That's 70k, which we can't afford, and then 14k for the front. So that's 85k. Okay, well the next one's going to be the coon. 8.3 meters. It's a meter smaller. How much is the front one on that? 13 and a half. So that's 50k. So yeah, we'll pass it on to next month. There's nothing else for us to do really this month. Let's just have a quick look at the productions. Nothing at the wood. That needs topping up, which I will do. Greenhouse is... we've got 2 pallets of lettuce. Yeah, I've still got the water bowser, that's still there. So yeah, I think we'll pass on to September, see if any new mowers come into the store. And then we can harvest the other grass field at the other side. Okay, September, a nice layer of fog about. I think, I'm quite confident actually that we're going to get a decent amount of money off this silage cuts this year. We may even, if you think about how many cuts we're going to get, let's have a look at the calendar. So the other ones were planted in July, so that would be August, so they'll be ready in October. So that's going to be 1 cut, and then that'll be 1, no growth there, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, April, 1, 2, 3, July. July. So yeah, we are going to get us 1 cut, 2 cut. We're going to get, well, I normally finish the year in June, so we'll get 2 cuts next month, October, 1. And then April, we can sell that off, so then we'll have May and June. So yeah, we'll get 3 cuts off the field we're going to harvest now, and 2 cuts off the rest of them. So I'm quite confident we're going to get $500,000 at least from all that. Let's have a look in the store. Oh, a nice tractor. Not much horsepower though. Potatoes, plough. And a forklift would be nice, but we don't need it yet. Okay, so let's buy these mowers. And then we'll have to bring the tractor over here, because obviously we get it delivered close by. So that is, what, 35k? And 13.5k, so 44k. Lovely, right. I'm going to crack on, get this field harvested, windrowed, baled, wrapped. And then I think there's going to be nothing for us to do again this month. Apart from restock the sawmill, I'll just move a few pallets about. So I'll get all that done. Next cut's going to be, what did I say, October, July, August, September, October. Yeah, it's going to be October. So I'll probably bring it back towards the end of October when we've got all the fields cut, baled, and we've got all the bales together so we can see how many bales we've made. Well, we're into October and the grass harvest is well underway. We're just on the new field, the biggest field. Got the wicker on the mower. I'm just following around with a windrower. The field just down there in the distance below this one, we've missed the second fertiliser stage on it because we swapped from precision farming back to standard, so we lost a bit of yield there. We got 34 bales, so that was 5 down from the last harvest, but they're all done and wrapped and ready to ferment. About another month or so and they should be good to go. Be interesting to see what we get off this field. It is, after be going around with a windrower, it's a massive field, so we're going to get a lot of bales I think off this one. If we get 39 off the bottom field with twice, can't speak, when it's double fertilised, this is like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times bigger. I've had my eye on a new bale trailer as well. Where is it now? The Rat Pack mod. I think we can get about 35 bales, is it, on that, I think? Round bales. which will make our lives a hell of a lot easier. We can only get 6 on our current one, and with this massive field, we're gonna need more. That's 30k, so that's easy enough to do. We've got about 10 pallets of lettuce already. Don't want to sell those yet though, because they're not good for another couple of months. January's best price for them. Obviously we've got the wheat to go, which is December as well, so this month we shall get this field harvested and the 2 at the other side of the farm, get those harvested, baled, wrapped, sat waiting to ferment then, November, December. So come December we're going to have a lot of product to sell. We're going to have a lot of bales, and we're going to have all the wheat and the straw. So December is going to be the month where we rake in all of his profits. I might sell some wood prior to that to give us the cash to get that rat pack baler. Not baler. God, I can't think today. To get the rat pack trailer, the bale transport mod. So that'll be we should be able to get that this month. We have got some pallets to sell. I don't think wood's anywhere near its best. Beams are alright. Planks and planks long, I think they're quite low. Oh no, planks long is high. Planks is mid-table sort of thing. Oh, steady there. Alright, bro, Jesus Christ. Relentless. Yeah, so we'll probably end up selling some wood. It's knocked him off course massively. To get that trailer, and that will help us. That will help us a lot. Certainly with the other 2 fields at the start, with his starting yard, because we've got to transport them from that side of the map to this side of the map for sale. So I've done. I've put a bit of gravel down as well at this side of the farm, which just finished this row, and I'll show you that quickly. Nothing major, just a bit of gravel. They're the bales off this field. I think they're about halfway fermenting. Yeah, 47%. We've got a few tools on his bale wrap and stuff over here. So yeah, that's where we are up to. I think we'll carry on with this. I'll bring it back probably towards the back end of October once we've baled and wrapped all 3 fields. See how many we've got, because we have only got this this individual bale wrapper, which is fine. The bale is fine. Absolutely no problems at all with the baler. So let me crack on with the grass harvest, and I will see you in a bit. Oh, we're doing alright here. We are about, I'd probably say, 3/4 of the way through the field. And that is our 99th bale, I believe. Yeah, 99. If we get another, I reckon we're probably going to be about 150 off this field, which is pretty mental when you think about it. I think 18 bales, was it about 18 bales? Got me, I think it was 18 bales of salt last time, and that got us 25k there or thereabouts. So if we get 150 off this, we've still got the 2 fields, a bit yard as well. They're mowed and windrowed, we're just waiting for the baler. So I don't know, maybe be optimistic and say 250 total bales from all 3 fields. We're going to be looking at probably in the region of around 300 grand, I think, when this is all turned into silage and salt off, which is utter crazy when you think about it. When you think what get off the wheat, nowhere near that. So yeah, definitely the right way to go, and we can get another cut off this before year end as well. So we'll be well on the way to getting, I think we should easily get the chipper, a bigger tractor, yeah, maybe even a a bigger drill, we'll see, but I think the chipper and the tractor, we need a third tractor. This would have been done so much quicker if we had a third tractor, so we need a third tractor, and I want the chipper, and then we'll go from there and see what sort of cash we've got left over. But yeah, I'm made up with this. It's going to take them 2 hours, 3 hours to get to where we are now. We've still got to wrap them all and bale the other 2 fields and the rest of this field, so good few hours of work left yet, but whoa, we're going to reap the rewards when it comes to selling this. And December is upon us. Everything's done, baling, wrapping. Look at the amount of bales we've got behind us. And I wasn't too far off either. I thought 250. We've got 254 bales total. We've still got them ones there as well from the previous harvest. So we've got, what, 265, I think, total bales to sell. We've got 168 off this big field, and then a further 89 off the other 2 fields. I did sell some produce. I had to sell the lettuce and the wood I had to buy this new trailer. This wrapped, I think it's called, what's it called? Pavelli wrapped. It's auto load, obviously, because there's no way I'm going to move nearly 300 bales with a front loader. But yeah, we've got, right. We are in minus £500, but I don't think at this point... Oh, I've missed some bales over there. I don't think at this point where it really matters, because we're going to sell everything in. Look at those bales. It's just a sea of bales. We've got all these bales to sell. It's going to take us probably about 6 trips. I think this takes around 40 bales. Let's get these loaded up. The tractor does struggle though when it's fully loaded. We'd need that bigger tractor just for the horsepower to be able to pull these trailers. Yeah, so 42. So let's get this up to the farmer's market. It's going to take us a little bit to get up this hill, I think. And we'll see what we get per load. We've still got the wheat to sell as well. That's at its best price, as is the straw. So we're going to be cashing in some serious money this month. I think I need to check the price of the lettuce as well. That could go. I have used Courseplay. I've installed that. I've had to watch a few tutorial guides on it because I've never used it before, but it made life a lot easier when baling and wrapping. That individual wrapper that I've got, the front loader, the cheapest one, it just doesn't work on Courseplay. Tried it on the front of the tractor, tried it on the back. Let me just double check these are definitely all fermented. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, so I tried it on the front and the back, and it just drove around the field and driving into bales. So we're going to have some decisions to make. I know I wanted the chipper and a bigger tractor, but I think, you know, if we're doing another cut of silage, it just took so long with the little round baler. I'm going to have to unload them. This is the only problem with this tractor. The unloading, this trailer, sorry. So we're going to have to try and line it up with a sell point. So yeah, we do have some decisions to make. We definitely want a bigger tractor. But we are going to obviously do another cut of silage. And it's just whether I want to go with a square baler and wrapper, or do we want to just go with a forage wagon and get a pit? See, if we did that, oh, wrong bloody side. If we did that with a pit, we would have to get a wheel loader as well. Right, so we got We're minus 500, so we got 52k from that full trailer load, which is pretty nice. We did have to mess about getting them in there though, so just need to remember next time the unload side is on the right, not the left. What was I saying? Balers. Yeah, so it's either a square bale and a wrapper or a silage pit. But then we'd have to buy forage wagon, wheel loader, or at least a telehandler, but ideally a wheel loader. And it just seems a bit overkill, so I think probably square baler and wrapper is going to be the better option. We are going to need a bigger tractor though. We just need to check the horsepower of the baler, the horsepower requirements. So I will get the rest of this loaded up. Yeah, definitely our silage. And I'll bring it back once we've sold all these bales, and we can see a total price that we get. Last lot of bales, nah. Don't know why it keeps putting the tension straps on. So 362.5k we made off those bales, which is brilliant. That's the most amount of money we've had since we've started this playthrough. I wasn't too far off of my original estimate of 300k. So that leaves us now, we need to get the straw bales, which should just be one load, and then the wheat we've got in the silo. I'm pretty sure the tipper truck is tipper trailer is at the yard already. So we'll head back to the yard, we'll get the bales, we'll get them salt off, we'll get the wheat, we'll get that salt off, and then we'll see as total profit from this harvest. Like I said, we have got one more cut of grass to do this year, so we should get about the same again. Maybe a little bit less. We'll be swapping to and from precision farming. I've missed the second fertiliser on that small field, but I think we missed it last time as well, so it should be around the same, another 350k. And then I think what we're gonna do, I'm considering leaving the two fields bit yard as grass, just for a little boost in finances, and doing the big field canola is what I'm thinking. It all depends on money situation, because we are going to need a drill. Without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to need a big drill, and a direct drill would be ideal. Saves us having to cultivate as well, but we'll see. We'll have a look at prices. We'll get this wheat and straw salt off, and then we'll start buying some new toys. Straw bales now. Let's see what we'll make off these. I don't think we're going to make much, but it's a every little helps sort of situation in survival mode. I've got a bale stuck on roof that I can't seem to get off. Oh god, come on. Well, there we go. We've got 15k off that, and this will give us another 500, so 15.5k. Not too bad. Let's go get the wheat now. First load of wheat going in now. We've got about the same again, 500 litres less than this, but basically another full trailer load to come. Ooh, 14.8. So if you think about it, that'll be the same again. So let's be generous and say 30k off the wheat. Plus what do we get? 15k off the bales, so 45k from two fields of wheat. And we've got 89 bales off the top two fields. So about a third of us selling. What do we get for it? So yeah, about 110k from the same two fields in silage. So you know, it's 3 times the amount silage to wheat, which is, well, it's frustrating, isn't it, really? Because it just, the best way to make money is make silage, but it's just the same over and over and over. And I think, you know, that should be addressed, really, because yes, silage is profitable, but not 3 times the amount of profit as it is as doing wheat and barley. You know, otherwise farmers would just do silage, wouldn't they? So yeah, Not great on the wheat front. But we'll get this last load. We'll get that salt off. That'll give us, what, like 410k there or thereabouts, which is a bloody good amount of money for one harvest. So we'll get that salt off, and then we'll have a look at what we're going to start spending as earnings on. Last of the wheat selling off now. Another 15k, so 407k. Baby, let's get to spending. What is that? Possible 310 horsepower there. Let's just have a look. What horsepower is the Zeta? 170. Right, so, well, first of all, before we get too giddy, we need to see what horsepower we need to pull the square baler. Right, so that's the cheapest, the Coon. I mean, there's not much difference in price, to be fair, apart from the Crone. Maybe the Class needs more horsepower, but no, let's go with the Coon. Let's go with the Coon. Yeah, has that got the... No, but that's fine. So 165 grand. Yes, please. And then we're going to need a wrapper. So 180 to 240. Again, I think the Coon's probably the best one to go for. Hang on, what's that? What's the difference? Parts cost of the This wrapper is a stationary wrapper. Okay, I don't want that. So another 60k on a wrapper, which is fine. Beautiful. Right, so that leaves us 173k to play with for tractor. That one in the sale was 110k. What's it like with a big engine? 125k for 310 horsepower. I think we're going to have to do, you know. I think we're going to have to go with that. We can't really say no to that. Let's just see how much that is new. So 310 horsepower. I mean, we've got the big buds. They're a lot more money anyway. So where is the McCormick? Where's the McCormick a medium tractor? Yeah. So if we were to get the equivalent, what about the Vulture? That's the cheapest. 310. Yeah, 260k. So I think we've landed on his feet there. We'll get that bought. Lovely looking tractor as well, to be fair. Wheels. I reckon wide tyres and weights. So 128k. Thank you muchly. Alright, let's get this repaired up. So it's got, what, best part 37 work hours on it, which is fine. How much is it going to cost me to repair you? Another 9k best part of. Yep, beautiful. So that leaves us 33k. We've got the new tractor, we've got the baler, and we've got the wrapper. So next harvest, our lives are going to be a whole lot easier. So plan now is, let's just see what we're like for fertilisation. Yeah, so all my fields, apart from the bottom one here, need another coat of fertiliser. Not ready to harvest yet, are they? That one is, but that's fine. So we can get a layer of fertiliser on there. And then I don't think really there's hope for us to do until we get to April. Grass should be ready in March, but then we'll leave it another month for that extra harvest. So that'll take us to April for the next grass harvest. And then fermentation will take us to June. Yeah, so we're going to get one more lot of grass to sell off before year end. Target for the year is 750k. What have we made this year as is? Where are we? December. So we've made 380k plus another 30. So we've made 410k already. So if we can get another 300k in June, that'll smash the yearly target. And then I think, when do we plant canola? Canola's August. So yeah, I think that's going to be it really. We'll get one more grass harvest. Best price for the lettuce is January, so I'll probably sell that off in January. I just wanted to have a look at the next thing we're going to have to buy is going to be a drill. And we're going to want a direct drill. What's the biggest direct we can get? So that's a direct, 9 meters. That's a direct, 8 meters. That's a direct to 8 meters. 12 meters. I mean, there's 15 meters non-direct, which is 200k. How much is a cultivator? A big one. But more importantly, what's the horsepower to pull it? $630, bloody hellfire. 400. So 9 meter cultivator would be the biggest we could get. With the horsepower we've got. Yeah. So that's 100k. And what's the big drill is another 200k. So that'd be 300k. As opposed to what, 159? Yeah, no, I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll just get this direct drill. $8 meters. Yeah, so it's going to be that. So we'll buy that when we sell the next lot of silage. I don't think we'll be able to afford a harvester though. But we will get one last cut of silage before we start planting the canola. Harvesters, combines, decent harvester. Yeah, we're into, I mean, we're 300k plus, aren't we really? Case is a nice one, 300k. Over 50k, so 350. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a case of next time we sell the silage, we buy the direct drill. I think that would be everything we need to be planting. It's just the direct drill. I don't think we need to cultivate before. We might have to do though for the grass. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so there's not much for me to do now. Like I say, I need to fertilise those 2 fields. Well, all my fields. Get those fertilised up, and then we're just really going to pass time until April. We're going to sell a bit of lettuce off next month, and then we're just going to pass it to April and get the next grass harvest in, which should be a hell of a lot easier. Ooh, what about a windrower? Actually, thinking about it, can we afford a bigger windrower? So that's what we've got at the minute. No, we can't. No, we're miles off. It's 3 times the price for like an extra metre, which is a bit crazy. 14. Yeah, that would be the one we want. wonder why that's so expensive when it's a small one. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're not going to be able to get that, so that's fine. I'm happy with his purchases. What I might do actually is quickly just sell. I won't get much for it, but we can sell off a couple of his other bits. We can sell that off. That's another 10k. We can sell that off. It's another 7k. I think that's it, isn't it? Baler and wrapper. Yeah, I'll just keep that, I think, for the sake of 3k. Oh, we can sell off the double bar. Don't need that. I might sell off that chipper, you know. I might sell off that chipper. Yeah, let's sell it off. So that gives us 77k. How much was that windrower? I mean, 60k. 92. How much is our windrower worth? Where is it? So that's worth another 10. Let's sell that off. And then next month when we sell the lettuce, I might even sell that harvester off, you know. No, what? Just in case. Don't want to get too giddy. Next month when we sell the lettuce off, that should give us enough to buy the bigger windrower. So that's worked out quite well, actually, hasn't it? So we'll get the big windrower next month as well. And then his silage making equipment will be complete. If I can drive a tractor. Yeah, so I think that will do it now until April when we get the next grass harvest, or even probably June, I think. Yeah, I think June, because there's nothing else for us to do. There's no point me showing you the bales in April. I can just show you them in June when we come to sell. So yeah, January, February, March, April, May, June. 6 months of the year we're going to fly by, but yeah, I might bring it back in April. We'll see. We'll see. It's either going to be April or it's going to be June, but either way, we're not far off finishing this year. And we are into June. All the fields have been cut and baled and wrapped. Strangely enough, now I can't get my head around this. I've no idea why. These are bigger bales than the rounds that we did previously. But we've made 263 square bales, and we only got 254 round bales. So we've made 9 more bales than the round ones, and these are bigger. And I have no idea why. I cannot for the life of me think why. The only options are that I didn't second fertilise before the round ones, but I'm sure I did. Or I harvested a month early on the round ones, and I don't think I did that either, so I'm really confused. I'm not complaining, but I'm confused. Let me quickly show you. We did buy that windrower. We got the big boy, the biggest one we could get. So that was even with the square baler, the massive windrower, the big bale wrapper, it still took us 5 hours to bale those 4 fields. So yeah, even with the big equipment, it's a big old job, it's silage, but you know, you reap the rewards, don't you? So it is what it is. Now a few things have happened since we left it in December. Giants have released a video on the YouTube channel yesterday on precision farming, basically just, you know, going through saying how great it is and blah blah blah. No mention of the bugs, no mention of a fix coming at any time soon. People have ripped them apart in the comments, you know, just saying you need to address your bugs rather than posting videos on how good it is. So no response from Giants, unfortunately. Hopefully they are working on a fix for it and they're just not telling us, but a bit of communication would be nice so the people know what's going on, because they're not happy. Yeah, we've had a load of new mods come out as well. There's a good few new maps. There's one that's got 9 new crop types on it, so pretty excited to have a look at that. What else? 45k a load, beautiful. I sold off some wood. What month did I do that in? That was it was April, because I bought all the fertilizer for the fields, and then I'd basically run out of money. I had a couple of £100 left, and obviously I had cosplay going, so I couldn't afford to pay him, so I sold off all the pallets, got about 35k off them just to give us the money we needed to carry on. So yeah, like I say, even with cosplay, I had both tractors going in the field. First one were mowing, then about 5 minutes later the windrower would follow, then that was done, and the baler would follow, the wrapping, blah blah blah. It was constant, literally. Tractors, both tractors were going constantly, and it still took us 5 hours. And then after they finished, the little dude's fire went in and fertilised it. So yeah, they are all done, all fertilised. They're ready for harvest now, but it's only the 2nd month, so we're going to leave it another month. So this will be the final hurrah for this year. Selling off this silage. We haven't reached, well, most of our targets again for the year, but as plan changed halfway through the year. We wanted to get the harvester, and we still might be able to get the harvester, but I think really we need to I've missed a bloody layer on this. I always do that. I think it's free and I can have a 4th layer. Yeah, we need to get the direct drill. There is a mod that makes any drill into a direct drill. I was going to get that, and then I thought, well, kind of defeats the point of having a direct drill, doesn't it? Because you just buy the biggest drill possible and make it a direct drill. So I didn't bother getting that. I thought, you know, we're going to get the direct drill anyway, so I don't want to be too cheaty. So we'll get all these bales sold. We'll see where we're at, and then we'll definitely need to buy the concentrating. We definitely need to buy the drill, so we can get the canola in the ground after this grass harvest. The grass harvest will be next month, which will be the start of the next year. So yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. So I'll get all these bales sold off, and we shall then have a look at what we've earned and bring the year to a close. Right, that is all the bales sold off, and I tell you what, this tractor is absolutely a warrior. Let me tell you, it pulls that full trailer with no issues whatsoever, all the way up that hill, max speed, brilliant. Best purchase of the game so far for me, that tractor. So what did we make? We made 367.5 pretty much K on bales. So yeah, a lot more than what we made on the, was it December? Yeah, the December sell-off. So that gives us just over 400k to play with. Anything in the sale? I do want another tractor, but it's not priority, so that can wait. What we really want is a direct drill. Was it this one we had his eye on? 240 horsepower. Can't dish the seed off, supposed to seed directly, and that's 8 meters. 6 meters, 6 meters, yeah. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Boom. 160k gone. Just like that. Right, so what else do we need? We're going to be heading into canola. That's going to be the next crop we do. We will need a harvester, but we have got one more silage cut to sell before we're going to need that. Is there anything else really that we're desperate for? We've got tractors. We need another one, but we've got, you know, enough to keep us going. We've got all of the grass equipment. That's fine. We've got a decent sized tipper trailer. Maybe a roller or a mulcher. How much at rollers? 12 meters, 12 meters, 27 meters, 275 horsepower. I mean, that would be half of his remaining budget, but compared to 12 meters for half the price. What about mulchers? It's been a long while since I've done a mulcher. What about a mulcher? I don't know where they are. It's been that long since I've used one. Mulchers. Is that a mulcher? Really? Never seen that before. I ain't even used a mulcher on 25. I used to use them on 22. What have we got? 3 meters, 6 meters, 9. Yeah, I mean that is obviously bigger, but it's 3 times the price. I'm just gonna get that. Why not? And then rollers. I want to try and get maximum. I mean, that's more than double the price. It is more than double the working width though. But 12 meters, yeah, let's just go with that one. 12 meters is a big working width anyway. What's the difference? What does that do? I think it's just for looks. Right, so we've got the mulcher, we've got the roller, we've got the drill. No point getting a cultivator at this point. Do we get a cheeky tractor? I don't think we'd have the money for anything decent. I mean, we need I've completely lost my train of thought now. What do we need? I don't think we need. Oh, really? Obviously, we need the harvester, but I'm thinking, do we just wait, and then when we sell off the next silage crop, we can get a decent sized one. There's been a few come up in the sale over the past 6 months, which has been annoying because obviously we haven't had the money for it. So if we get, what do we get off them bales? 360k. So that'll put us at 520. So we could get something like the John Deere. That could be an option. Because they do have the massive headers, the John Deeres. 15-metre header. So that would be what, 145 plus. Yeah, we'd probably have enough for that. Yeah, I'm going to save it, I think, and we'll put it towards the harvester after next grass harvest. We're also going to have, let's just jump over to other yard. Not much going on here. We've got a few pallets of wood coming out, which we'll save until we... I like to get them up my sleeve in case I run out of money. We've got a nice amount of lettuce. We're going to save all this, sell it off at best time, which will be January, I believe. Yeah, January, nearly 2k a pallet, so we'll keep all that. We'll make a good earning off that. I think that's it, really. I think that is going to be it. So let's have a quick review of the year. So our goals this year were 750k turnover, which we've smashed. We've done 959, so that's brilliant. New harvester was the second goal. Now, obviously, we have got the money for that. We're just going to hold off until we can get some more money, so that's fine. Sheep, we still haven't got this elusive sheep set up yet. I'm definitely going to get it next year. I know I said that last year, but you know, this year we've just concentrated on the equipment, and we're going to be at a point now where we've got basically all the equipment we're going to need. You know, and I do want another tractor, but as far as equipment goes, we're pretty much, apart from the harvester, we're pretty much at the pinnacle of where we're going to be with that. So I'm not too worried now because we've got most of it. New shed, again, not really priority. The equipment took priority there, so I'm not too fussed about that. And a small yard in the forestry area, well, we're studying it, we've got it, so we've done that. So I think, all in all, a bloody good year, and it just goes to show that silage is king in this game. And it is frustrating because we like doing other crops. Just quickly though, I just popped into my head then, maybe we could buy another field. I mean, that's, how big's 9? So 9's 26, 9's 44 acres, this is 57. And what's on that? Sunflowers. What's that? Green beans. Why are the biggest fields the bloody worst crops? I think that is it for the big fields, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm tempted, you know, because we could just... When does sunflowers harvest? Sunflower harvest in October. So if we do the next grass cut in July, August, September, yeah, we could. Only problem is I'd have to buy the header. We'd have to buy the header, but that would give us 2 fields then for canola. The other option is to buy, we'd have to buy that and this. 16k, that's 20k. We could extend field 9 down. Or do we just, yeah, do you know what? Boom. Let's just buy it. Let's have a quick visit before we end the video. Nice. So it's 100% fertilised. It does need weeding. Yield bonus is 77%. We don't have a sprayer. How much is the sunflower header if we do buy the John Deere? Oh, it's 150k. See, I'd have to really go all in, wouldn't I? And actually replant sunflowers. I mean, I have got this one. 3 metre wicking width on that. It would take an absolute age. Right, anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That is going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to help me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in year 4. City.